Why success demands obsession. You can't get the same thing as everyone if you do the different things from everyone. I remember when I was 12, 13, 14 years old, I was one of those Facebook annoying people that would post like different quotes and controversial things. And then I go to class, in year 8, year 9, and the girls would roast me, the guys would roast me. They're like, why is this fat black kid that doesn't swear and has a weird smile posting these weird things on Facebook? It was a spectacle. But what it did, and I didn't know this until retrospect, dawned upon me, was that I was conditioning myself to be comfortable doing the thing that others were not. That trait is what allowed me to go play basketball in LA, in Sacramento at 18. That trait allowed me to attend TED Talks and participate in multi-level marketing schemes despite my parents being worried, parents being against it, friends being against it, girlfriend at the time being against it, and still pursuing it and learning so much. That same trait allowed me at 19 to start my agency from some internet guru, and I didn't have any money, so I had to find it for free on Reddit. And that same trait still sticks with me today. When it comes to the word obsession, people get very scared. They think that obsession is just working consistently and doing the bare minimum. Or rather, let me give you the leg up. They think obsession is, I worked so hard for 3 months, for a year. Oh, boo-hoo, I worked so hard for a year. If you look at people like Elon Musk, when he was worth hundreds of millions or billions of dollars, when he sold his business, I think it was PayPal, and he put 30% into Tesla, 30% into something else, 30% into something else, there was word in the internet that he slept on the floor. This is a billionaire. That is obsession. So when you guys talk about obsession, you are comparing yourself to the norm, but you cannot expect a different result if you are doing just above the norm. There is the top 1%, and then there is the top 0.1%. The millionaires that you see on Instagram under 30 years old are not in the top 1%. Age adjusted, they are in the top 0.01%. So there's no way that if you are a Gen Z, a Gen Alpha, a millennial, someone sub 45, if you think that even in terms of revenue, you can run a $1 million a year company, that you are not going to have some level of obsessive traits, then you are going to severely struggle being an entrepreneur. And I actually think that that is okay. One mistake that I learned about myself when I was doing multi-level marketing at 18 was I would tell people, because I caught the Tony Robbins itch, everyone can be a millionaire, everyone can. What I realized is not everyone needs the stress tolerance. Not everyone needs the depressive episodes. Not everyone needs the 40 staff or the 50 staff or the 100 staff. Right now, we have 40 staff. This year, we're not going to cross $1 million in revenue, but now our monthly recurring revenue now is enough to do more than $1 million in 2026. So if it took 6 years to now be able to be like, okay, finally, I can have, by the way, a $1 to $3 million a year revenue company, and I've been obsessed for 6 years, then why do you guys think that if you don't put in exhaustive hours, learning, personal development, consistency for at least a decade, that you deserve any different when it comes to the personality traits of an entrepreneur? Many CEOs have the unfortunate batch of what we call dark triad traits: sociopathy, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. Oh, I missed up one of them. Instead of sociopathy, it's narcissism. So what this means is, without going into too much psychoanalysis or analytics, whatever, everyone that you see performing at an extremely high level has traits that are actually unhealthy, right? So not everything is as glamorous as it seems. That's why not even everyone has to be an entrepreneur. Elon Musk said, when death comes, he'll welcome it. Is that what you want to say when you're building your empire? Is that worth sacrificing your happiness? I'm of the opinion that everyone has what we call an Eulerian destiny. Now, as a believer in Christ, I'm going to use Eulerian destiny because many people watching this aren't religious. But an Eulerian destiny is essentially what you're put on earth to do. And I can guarantee you that there are some people that are put on earth to be a player one or a point guard or the first person. And then there's some people that are player two. Did you know that there's an entrepreneur and then there's an intrapreneur? An entrepreneur is someone that risks capital, risks time, risks the money from the bank to start up and fund a company. But an intrapreneur comes in, hey, listen, give me 15% of your company. I'm going to be the chief marketing officer. So they're still an owner of the company, but they didn't risk the capital, they didn't risk the stress, and they come in and they get their slice. I'm telling you, as an entrepreneur, I don't want to be an entrepreneur for everything. In fact, my business model goal by the time I'm 30 is to actually be an intrapreneur in various businesses. And to some extent, we call that private equity. But again, that's not the topic of conversation today. Circling back to the main point, if you want to create something big, you cannot do it without being obsessed. And obsession isn't sexy, isn't attractive, is very disliked. But I'll tell you what I like more than being liked: respected.